Hi, boys and girls. Today is going to be our last day to do different types of questions, and this one is about the text in nonfiction. So if you can remember, when we ask questions about the book, that means we're thinking like the author and the illustrator. Like, why did they build or make the book the way that they did, okay? It's not usually about the story. It's about why is the book made the way that it is. And I kind of think that today I'm going to read two books because I think it will be helpful if I actually show you a little bit better about how to answer these questions instead of just giving them to you. All right, so I'm going to go through some of these questions first, and then I'm going to read this book. And then I'm actually going to answer these questions from this book. Then I am going to read this book to you, and this is the book you're going to ask or answer your questions about, okay? So this one is my example. This one I'm teaching you and showing you how to answer the questions. This one you're going to do by yourself, okay? So here we go. The questions about the text. We might ask, why did the author organize this book this way? So those types of questions are like, why did they put it in order? Why did they put these headings or these photos or other things with it? Why? Okay. Then here, how did the author make it more interesting? Maybe they added interesting facts or funny facts. Maybe they added really close-up photos or photos that helped you understand it. That could be something. And then here, what did the author want us to know or learn from the book? That means you're thinking like the author, and you're thinking, well, what did they really want us to learn? Like in that skate park book that I read yesterday, the author really wanted us to know that there are a lot of different skate parks, and when they have something special about them, that makes them great. And just to tell you about where they are around the world, and that you could maybe go find some like that. That you don't have to just go to a regular skate park. There are some really amazing ones out there. All right, so now I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to practice answering these questions. So it's called The Baby Foxes. And this one is a nonfiction book, but it is kind of told like a story, but it's still teaching me. The baby foxes live in a hole in the ground. The mother fox goes out to hunt for food. The baby foxes go out to play. One baby fox hides in the grass. He watches his sister's tail. He watches and he waits. Then he jumps up very high and he pounces on her tail. Then the sister hides in the grass. She watches her brother's tail. She watches and she waits. And then she jumps up high and she pounces on his tail. The baby foxes play and play. They hide and they wait. And they jump and they pounce. Soon the baby foxes want to eat. They look for their mother, but she isn't there. One baby fox sees a bug. She hides in the grass. She watches and she waits. Then she jumps up high and she pounces on the bug. Look at her. Looks like she's eating it. The other foxes look for bugs too. They hide and they wait and they jump and they pounce. Look, I see one there. I see one there. And he's getting ready to get one. I didn't know foxes ate bugs. And they eat all the bugs. Yum. Oh, and looks like here comes Mama Fox. She's coming home now. Okay, so let's see. Why did the author organize the book this way? Well, they told this book like a story. So why did they probably do that? Maybe to make it seem like a day in the fox's life, right? The mom goes out and the babies play, right? And then they catch bugs. So it just seems kind of like a regular day, but it goes in order, right? Because then the mom comes back. So they told it in order of a day to show you what a normal day might look like for a fox. So that's probably why they organized it this way. They told it in order. They told it like a story. How did the author make it more interesting? Well, it kind of repeated the words all the time. It said that they play and hide and wait and jump and pounce. And it said that a bunch of times. Here, let's see. Then she jumps up high and she pounces on his tail. Then he jumps up very high and he pounces on her tail. So using repetitive language, that means saying the same thing over and over again, kind of makes the book more interesting. Kids usually like that because it's fun. It's kind of like a song. It repeats itself, okay? Also, he showed the foxes playing. That makes it more interesting. And fighting with each other, okay? That makes it more interesting. What did the author want us to know or learn? Well, this is really tricky, but I think they wanted us to know what a fox's daily life looks like, right? Especially baby foxes, right? That they have a burrow or a den and the mom goes out and then the babies play. But did you notice that they talked a lot about how they play? That they hide and then they wait and then they jump and pounce? They did it 3 times. And then they got hungry. And then they figured out that they could use what they were playing to help them catch food. And I think that's what the author really wants us to learn here, is that baby foxes play to learn how to hunt. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a fox in a field, but it's pretty amazing. They kind of hide and they wait, and then they jump way up high and then they dive almost straight down and pounce like in the snow or in the field to get little mice, and then they come back up or they have one and they eat it. So babies play to learn. You do that too. You might play school or grocery store or I don't know, anything. And those things help you learn how to be a grown-up sometimes, right? Okay. So I just answered some questions using these books, or this book, so I can kind of show you how to do it. Now I'm going to read this book, and you're going to answer the questions about this book all by yourself, okay? There are many different ways to answer some of these questions. There aren't always just right or wrong answers, okay? Sometimes as long as you can prove what you're saying, that's good enough. All right, this book is called A Bridge to Cross. So I have a feeling this book is all about bridges. Let's look. Look at this bridge. It goes over a river. Cars and trucks can go on this bridge to cross the river. Look at this bridge. It goes over a river too. But this bridge goes up and down. Then boats can go by. So let's see, can you see it? It's kind of hard to see. This is what it looks like when the boat goes through, right? See how it opens? And this is what it looked like before. See the bridge is down here? It's tricky because it looks like the bridge is up here. But the bridge is really down here. And it opens. So far we've learned about 2 different bridges. Look at this bridge. It is made of rope. Kids can use this bridge to cross the river. Are you noticing that all the bridges are crossing a river so far, but they look different? And different things cross it? Cars, the boat, the kids. This bridge is for animals. It goes over a road. Animals can cross this bridge to get to the woods. Now look at this. This is so the animals don't cross the road and get hit by a car. See? It's a natural bridge. Well, a man-made natural bridge. See how the moose is crossing? So this is different. The other bridges were about cars crossing the river and about boats going through the bridge and kids crossing. Now this one's not going over a river, right? It's going over a road, so that's different. This bridge is for boats. It goes over a road too, so boats can ride on water to cross the road. Ha! So there must be a river on either side of the road, and they need to cross it and then connect to the other part of the river? That's crazy. I've never seen a bridge like that. Look at this bridge. It goes around tall trees. You can ride a bike up down, and around on this bridge. Oh, this is a cool bridge. Look, it's to help you get through the trees for bikes. It doesn't go over a river, doesn't go over a road, goes around trees. Whoa, look at this. Look at this bridge. It goes over tall trees. You can walk or run or sit on this bridge. So this is really high. Looks like it helps you go over a forest instead of through the forest. So they don't have to cut down the trees. That's pretty smart. And look at this bridge. It is made of glass, so you can look all the way down under the bridge. Ooh, that's scary. So they can see all the way down, and it's almost like you're walking on air. Wow. So, well, let's start with this question. How did the author make it more interesting? Because I felt like this book was pretty interesting. Okay, so let's think. How did they make it interesting? How did they make it interesting? You think. There are lots of possible answers. Why is it interesting to you? At what point in the book did you go, wow? If you did that, then you know a spot where it was interesting. Think about what the author did there. Okay? Now, what did the author want us to know or learn? Well, what is this whole book really teaching us? If we have to think about every single page, they are teaching us that bridges, what? Okay? They're teaching us that bridges, what? Something. Okay, I'm going to add another question because it kind of has to do with how did the author organize the book. I'm going to look specifically at this page. How did the author and the illustrator work together to help you understand what's happening? How do the pictures help you? There's another page. How do the pictures help you? Let me find another picture. How do the pictures help you? One more page. How do the pictures help you? What if you only saw this picture? How does adding this picture help you? Okay, so I'll write those down. The questions were, how did the author make it more interesting? What did they want you to learn? And how did the pictures help you? Okay?